Hey, I'm Dave Rubin, and this is TYT140, a lot of news in a little time. Federal prosecutors may soon announce criminal charges against two large banks, Switzerland's Credit Suisse and the French bank BNP Paribas, for operating illegal tax shelters and violating U.S. sanctions on Sudan and Iran. While some view these moves as an attempt to counter Wall Street's too-big-to-jail image, prosecutors have so far only announced plans to prosecute banks, not the bankers themselves. So keep those torches and pitchforks handy, you 99%ers. In a major anti-pollution decision, the Supreme Court has upheld a ruling allowing the EPA to impose emissions limits on coal plants that contaminate the air in neighboring states. The ruling will allow the Obama administration to regulate power plants in Midwestern states that contribute to soot and smog along the East Coast. Industry groups objected to the decision, describing the limits as an assault on states' rights, specifically the right to send as much pollution as possible downwind with no consequences, just as the Founding Fathers intended. When CNN's Don Lemon criticized Rush Limbaugh for saying that LA Clippers owner Donald Sterling was only in trouble because he hadn't donated enough money to President Obama, Limbaugh responded by lashing out at Lemon for being gay. Rush called Lemon, quote, Mr. Black Hole, and said the CNN anchor, quote, sleeps with men proudly, before claiming that he had been joking about Sterling's donations to Obama. Hey, Rush, here's a tip. Jokes are supposed to be funny. Just ask the people who comment on our videos. An International Olympic Committee official has harshly criticized Rio de Janeiro's preparations for the 2016 Games, contributing to growing fears that Rio will not be ready to host the Olympics in time. Concerns include construction delays, workers' strikes, deaths during stadium construction, and widespread protests. Asked to comment on criticism of Rio's readiness, Rio Mayor Eduardo Paez responded by saying, quote, wait, we're hosting the Olympics? Since when? And finally, the Colorado Symphony Orchestra announced Tuesday that it will play a new series of cannabis-friendly fundraising concerts sponsored by the state's growing pot industry. The orchestra hopes to attract a younger audience while the cannabis industry looks to gain legitimacy through an association with the fine arts. Of course, marijuana and classical music have a long and storied history, as anyone knows who's ever tried to convert a clarinet into a bong. I'm Dave Rubin. Follow us on Twitter at TYT140 and suggest stories using hashtag TYT140. We'll see you tomorrow.